Our China Getaway by Gabby Heyer. In October of 2011, my mother and I made the decision to take a trip to China, arranged by the Saratoga Chamber. When we first set off for China, we were in two different places in our lives. We were angry with each other over our past and were not seeing eye to eye on anything. Our journey started off tense and uncomfortable. We set off, unsure of what to expect from this trip, but sure that we needed to make changes, both in ourselves individually and together. Arriving there, we encountered many differences from home. The buildings were tall and it took up lots of space. There was a lot of people. Parts of Beijing looked like New York City, only a lot cleaner. All of which we were not used to, being from the middle of the Adirondacks. All of the cities we went to were different. Some had skyscrapers and others had large temple buildings. These were covered with intricate hand-painted designs and colors. The lingering garden in the city of Suzhou was my favorite place in China. Covering almost 6 acres of land, the lingering garden was filled with new wonders around every corner. It contained over 400 different types of plants and greenery. Each step we took, there was something different, something new. Every picture taken there was filled with gorgeous plants and was full of life. Each window frame was different from the next, making the garden a piece of art. The detail in each was incredible. All the stones and floor tiles were laid in perfect place. Each design unique in its own way. The white spaces on the walls were meant to be so, adding character and adding focal points to specific places. This encouraged onlookers to see what was meant to be seen. The lingering garden was a peaceful and serene place. A place that allowed me to think about everything that was happening in my life, somewhere unbothered by outside thoughts or distractions. I certainly made a few friends that helped me feel better about myself and helped me break through some of my emotional walls. These friends made me laugh every day, even when I wasn't expecting it, something I really needed. My relationship with my mother was growing a little better each day. Being on middle ground helped with that a lot. It forced us to learn about each other, to understand and help each other in this new place, around people we barely knew. I remember being in the city of Suzhou and riding the pedal cabs through the back streets of the city. These streets were much different than the main city streets. This was the older part of town, the side not always shown to the public. Most people in China didn't have cars, so bicycles and scooters were lined up along the buildings and old homes. The residents had flowers and greenery growing around their homes, surrounded by cobblestones. It was such a change from the large skyscrapers less than a mile away. All of these things were hidden behind the large cities of China, behind the huge skyscrapers and the glass. The trip allowed my mother and I to create a bond that we've never really had before, one that helped us heal ourselves and our individual problems along with our relationship together. Going to China was an experience that I'd never take back and one that I hope to never forget.